In the bustling heart of a bitumen, where buildings kissed the skies and the air buzzed with ambition and struggle, a case had gripped the city's attention. Justice George Jiku, one of the most respected judges in the country, took his seat in Courtroom 5C of the Supreme Hall. Known for his sharp intellect, compassionate judgments, and incorruptible stance, Judge Jiku was a symbol of hope to the common man. The defendant was a quiet, humble woman named Fumie Zida, a housemaid who had worked in the plush estate of the Okoros, a wealthy family with political ties. She stood accused of stealing a large sum of money from the bedroom closet of their 22-year-old son, Raymond Okoro, while cleaning. Her defense was simple but passionate: "I didn't take the money. I was framed." The prosecution presented evidence: a crumpled note she allegedly dropped, surveillance clips with missing frames, and Raymond's testimony that he had seen her near the closet hours before the money vanished. But the case began to unravel when the judge ordered an independent investigation. A pattern emerged. The surveillance footage had been tampered with. A neighbor's door camera showed Raymond and his friend sneaking into the house hours before the alleged theft. And one of the house guards, after being assured of protection, came forward with a shocking statement. Raymond and his friends, they sell party drugs. Madam Fumie warned him after she caught them once. He said she was becoming too nosy. That's when he told me, she has to go. Confronted with the new evidence, Raymond confessed. He had indeed planted the note and deleted the security footage, fearing Fumie would expose his illegal dealings. The courtroom fell silent. Fumie's tears flowed, not of shame, but of quiet vindication. Judge Jiku delivered a verdict that brought the room to its feet. Raymond would be prosecuted for tampering with evidence and criminal defamation. The Okoro family was ordered to pay damages to Fumie for unlawful dismissal, trauma, and reputational harm. But then the unexpected happened. Judge Jiku, after the judgment, said, "Madam Fumie, if you are willing, I'd like to offer you a job. I have a 7-year-old daughter, and I need someone I can trust. My wife is pursuing a PhD abroad, and I believe my home would be safer with someone like you in it." Fumie accepted the offer, partly from gratitude, partly from a desire to start fresh. She moved into the judge's home in a posh residential area in the city, a beautiful sunlit bungalow with flowering shrubs and a girl named Tessa, whose curious eyes sparkled with stories. Tessa was shy at first, but Fumie's gentle patience won her over. In weeks, they were inseparable. Fumie taught her folk songs, braided her hair, told her riddles, and packed her school lunch with delicious snacks. One afternoon, the judge returned from work earlier than usual. As he stepped inside, he heard it. A lullaby. He froze. His heart thundered. That melody, it had haunted his dreams as a child. He didn't know the words, just the hum, but whenever he heard it, it felt like warmth, like home. He tiptoed to the playroom and found Tessa sitting on Fumie's lap as she sang. When she noticed him, she smiled warmly. "Oh, welcome, sir. We were just passing time." He nodded, quietly stunned. Later that evening, over tea, the judge brought it up. "That song. I haven't heard it since I was very young. Do you know where it's from?" Fumie smiled wistfully. "It's from my village, Nkeno. I used to sing it to my baby, many years ago. I gave birth young, out of wedlock. My uncle, who raised me after my parents died, cast me out. A friend's mother took me in, but they were struggling. I gave the child up. A young couple adopted him. I never heard from them again." The judge's hand trembled. "How old would he be now?" She blinked, then slowly said, 36. "Born in May." He felt the room tilt. "I was adopted too. Around that time. I was told my mother was young and unable to raise me, but no names were left behind. I only remember that song." A silent journey began. Judge Jiku, with the help of the National Registry and a discreet investigator, traced hospital records, adoption files, and witness testimonies. He visited Nkano under the guise of a legal conference. He found the now-aged friend's mother, Momeli, who wept when she saw his photo. "That's him. That's the baby I bathed." The final confirmation came through a DNA test. A 99.98% match. Fumie Zida, the maid accused of theft, was the mother of Judge George Jiku. George's adoptive parents had been loving, supportive, and honest about his adoption. But they never knew who his mother was. They named him after the late father and encouraged his love for books and justice. George rose from humble beginnings, earning a scholarship to the university and later studying law in the UK. He returned to serve his country and bring fairness to those often denied it. And fate, in its patient way, returned the favor, by bringing his mother into his courtroom not as a criminal, but as a woman of strength and dignity. They both had a lot to tell each other. George narrated his life story to Fumie, his mom. Though he grew up knowing he was adopted, his parents provided him with love, discipline, and the values of integrity and education. From a young age, George was quiet, thoughtful, and deeply compassionate, traits that led him to stand up for others and pursue a career in law. He excelled academically, won scholarships, and eventually became one of the youngest and most respected judges in the country. Despite his success, he always carried a quiet longing to understand his roots and was haunted by a lullaby he remembered from infancy, a lullaby sung by his unknown mother. Fumie, in turn, narrated her story to George. Homeless and rejected, after being cast out by her uncle, she was taken in by her friend's mother, Momeli. After the adoption, she moved to the city in search of work. There, she endured years of struggle, working low-paying jobs, enduring mistreatment, and surviving on little. Eventually, she found work as a housemaid in a wealthy home, where she was falsely accused of theft by her employer's son. Despite her pain, Fumie never gave up her integrity or compassion. Her journey through poverty, rejection, and injustice led her, by fate and resilience, into a courtroom where her truth was heard, and back into the life of the son she thought she had lost forever. George hugged his mother tightly. "You found me. In the place you were most wronged. You found me." News of the reunion spread, stirring hearts across the nation. The same courtroom that once held her tears now became the hall where she was honored and admired. She remained in the judge's home, not as a nanny, but as family. Tessa still called her Granma, but now, with a deeper affection. Sometimes, the very paths meant to break us carry us back to the ones we've lost. In the heart of injustice, truth prevailed. In the ache of separation, love endured. And in the hum of a lullaby, the past and future found peace. What is your takeaway from George and Fumie's story? Share in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories that entertain, inspire and uplift.